on National Assembly Matters, Senate, the nominees for the appointment as Deputy Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. I have the pleasure to welcome you all to this screening exercise for confirmation of the appointment of Deputy Governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. You may recall that the Senate at its sitting on Wednesday, 7 December 2022, considered the request of Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federation for the confirmation of the appointment of the following nominees as Deputy Governors of the Central Bank of Nigeria: Mrs. Aisha and Ahmad and Mr. Edward Lamitek Adamu. These appointments are in line with Section 8(2) of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007. The committee, cognizance of the critical role that deputy governors play in the effective running of the Affairs Bank, consider it necessary to hold this screening exercise today, despite the fact that the Senate adjourned plenary to next week, Tuesday, 13 December 2022. This screening exercise will avail us as a committee the opportunity to gain deeper insight into your professional experiences and technical knowledge with a view to determining your stability to be appointed to serve a second time on the strategic and all-important board of the Central Bank of Nigeria. I have no doubt in my mind that your nominations for the appointment is based on your antecedents, skills, qualifications, and experiences at the Affairs Bank. Dear nominees, we will interact with you and ask you questions on a wide range of issues relating to the mandate of the Central Bank. This committee will deeply appreciate it if the two nominees can shed more light on the cashless policy of the CBN in the light of the controversy that it has trailed the new policy on cash withdrawal limits. I urge the nominees to feel free to answer questions asked. This is an interactive session. We are all partners in the Nigerian project. We are all committed to reinventing our economy for the good of our people. Without taking much of your time, I would like at this juncture to invite the Senior Special Assistant to the President on National Assembly Matters, Senate, to present the nominees to the committee for the screening exercise. Thank you and God bless you all. Thank you. It's very straightforward, but I would like to now to move on to other aspect of our screening. I will just give the opportunity to my Deputy Chairman to say a word or two. That will move on to the next.
Mr. Ojekalo has already spoken. These nominees are not here for fresh appointment. They were here, were screened before, and if they had not performed very well, Mr. President wouldn't have renominated them. So in view of it, I'm sure they'll be renominated in view of their wonderful and good performance as deputy governors. So in view of this, I hereby second the motion by Senator Ojekalo that even though the policy used to be limited to women, what is good for the good is also good for the government. So I support that, let the two of them take a boy and go. I support that one.
Thank you very much.
My distinguished colleagues and the nominees, I am Uba Sani representing Niger East Senatorial District. Aisha has become like a jewel because she has performed wonderfully well. She has put in the skeptics on their toes to find where she's lacking, but till date, none. As such, the recommendation that was made on her was excellent, and that was why Mr. President decided to renominate her. We are very proud of her, and we believe that this country has tapped so much from the experiences she has had in the banking industry. And that is why today, the transformation we are getting in the banking sector in this country, despite the fact that it's uneven, but yet they are doing very well. So from Niger State, the people have appealed to me and my colleague, Senator Bima Negi, to make sure that their daughter, our sister, we went to the same primary school, she should be given the opportunity to scale through. And as such, I wish to second our deputy leader and our ranking senator to tell Aisha to take a bow and go. Thank you. With the man.
Of Central Bank already. They are working in Central Bank. They are not new people. We have screened them here before by previous Senate. And the only issue we have was the cashless society. And she has explained it. And in my opinion, we will continue, the committee will continue to be engaging them. It's not a one-day something. We'll be having continuous meeting, and the reaction from Nigerians, the committee will continue to engage in the central bank on regular basis, weekly basis, daily basis. So we have established a policy in our screening. Fortunately or unfortunately, she's a woman. And the women are here, and the only two. We cannot ask the woman to take a bow and go without telling the man to go with him. because the Senate established a policy that whenever we have a woman here, we will allow the woman to take a bow and go. And based on that, the man can follow the woman. Thank you very much.
Of this committee, the vice chairman, members, and other distinguished senators here present, our colleagues from the central bank, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm very honored to speak to you today, to be given the opportunity to introduce myself. My name is Mrs. Aisha Ahmad. I'm the Deputy Governor of Financial System Stability at the Central Bank of Nigeria. The directorate is meant to further CBN's mandate to promote a safe and sound financial system and a credible and efficient payment system. I come from Bida local government in Niger State, and I really look forward to our engagement this morning. The most distinguished chairman had made some remarks around the cashless policy, and I thought perhaps I could give a brief response before we start the proceedings. Mr. Chairman, may I?
Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. By way of introduction, the cashless policy is in its 10th year. It was first launched in 2012, starting in Lagos. It was later extended in 2013 to the FCT and 6 other states. Just to be brief, I won't mention those states. Since it was launched in 2012, we've seen a lot of transformation in the banking and payment system in Nigeria. In particular, we have seen Nigerians continue to increasingly adopt cashless modes of financial transactions. We've seen a growth, not just in the investment in the infrastructure for the payment system and in telecommunications capability and other technology and innovation, but we've also seen an expansion of financial access points since then. For example, in 2012, when the cashless policy was first launched, we saw a lot of focus, there was still a lot of focus on bank branches as the only means of Nigerians conducting financial services. Today, we've moved beyond bank branches to branches of other financial institutions like microfinance banks, to mobile money being provided. We've actually also expanded the number of participants in the financial industry, particularly the telecommunications companies, which, as we are all aware, have not just the infrastructure, but a very, very large agent network. CBN embarked on an initiative called the Shared Agent Network Expansion Facility. And the objective of that initiative in 2018 was to significantly fund and expand the agent networks in Nigeria. I'm very pleased, Mr. Chairman, to say to you that since 2018, we have moved the agent network under that initiative from 88,000 to about 1.4 million agents. Now, what most people don't appreciate is that agents are not just there for you to go pay bills, pay cash into your account, withdraw cash. Agents today in Nigeria can also open bank accounts for you. And our focus is to ensure that agents across the country can do this. I'm very pleased to say that in every single local government in Nigeria, we have agents, even in the states that have the lowest, because we all appreciate that the rate of growth of financial access points across the country is not even. Whilst we've made a lot of progress, there are some areas that don't have as much as other areas. But even in the states that have the lowest, they have a minimum of 30 agents per state. To the withdrawal limits, like you mentioned, I think that based on the information available to the Central Bank of Nigeria, based on the data on the transactions that Nigerians are conducting, we think that the time is ripe for us to extend the cashless policy. You must remember that we have suspended this policy, I think 3 times. We have tweaked it twice since it was launched. And that is in response to feedback from the public. Mr. Chairman, we are very open to be flexible as we engage on this initiative. We'll be monitoring, and we are very conscious of ensuring that Nigerians in rural areas, Nigerians that are working in the informal sectors are not disenfranchised. What we want is to bring them into the financial system in a seamless way. Finally, Mr. Chairman, I want to say that in terms of the concept of money, we must remember that there are many means of payment. You can pay with cash, you can pay using your internet banking, you can pay using your mobile banking, you can pay using USSD. I have mentioned agents, you can pay using e-Naira. We think that this variety of channels and platforms would help Nigerians respond positively to this initiative. But like I said, we're very open to the feedback, very flexible as we execute this. The target date is January 9 for a purpose to enable us to gather feedback. Thank you very much.
Mr. Senators here present. My name is Edward Lametek Adamu. I'm the Deputy Governor, Corporate Services of the Central Bank of Nigeria. I hail from Kaltungo local government in Gombe State, northeast Nigeria. And I'm here based on His Excellency's nomination, and then hopefully engage with this committee and be able to be successful at the end of the day. Thank you for the privilege, and I thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you, sir.